There's three things that really, I think, made me develop into who I am today. The first one being my high school leadership class. So I'll give you just a rundown of the class itself. It's where probably around 80 students out of 1,200 in my high school work to plan school-wide events, activities, rallies, dances, and spirit stuff, just to get everyone involved. We mentor others that need help. I mentored a freshman class and just kind of talked to freshmen, getting them involved in the whole high school experience. So that gave me a lot of confidence when working with others, and it gave me the ability to work with others and just to create a good environment in my high school. One specific thing I did in the class is plan a spirit week when playing a rival high school. I took this on myself with a group of 8 of us, and I kind of was the one that really uh, made the ideas and actually kind of assigned people to do specific things in order to get the week planned. This was a lot of work and it was a little bit stressful, but it turned out really well, and I was really happy I did it. The class was a great group of people. It was a little bit different than our leadership class, not as much theories, but it was that good development of that core on what a leader is, how they should act, and that was just really good to be a part of in my high school. Yeah, so that was probably the first um, really class where I actually learned about what leadership is and how to really use it. So, but I have had other experiences throughout my life that developed me as a leader, such as my employment at a local pizza place. And I was the youngest employee, so I worked with some older people that I would have never even been friends with if I didn't have the job. But it turned out that I developed really good relationships with everyone I worked with. This gave me a really good opportunity to just meet people and develop these social skills that I will have for the rest of my life. I was the youngest employee, as previously stated, so I wasn't really expecting to actually kind of get a good leadership role, but I did get 6 employees of the month out of the 2 years that I worked there, being the youngest employee, which was huge. So I know I did really impact the company and the business, so that was really important to me. I'm still going to go back and work during breaks for sure. Uh, so that really helped me learn my leadership skills through my managers and when working with older people and customers and communicating to customers on simple things like what to buy or answering their questions or dealing with angry customers. So that definitely developed me the leader I am today. And lastly, the last thing I'm going to touch upon is just growing up with my mom being an alcoholic, which was hard and not always really ideal when growing up. But I have an older sister who is a year older than me and a twin sister. So with sisters that are so close in age, it was definitely good to kind of lean upon each other. But I do think that I personally was kind of the mom of us and did take on that like leadership role, which I really shouldn't or wasn't really supposed to have. Um, but that really developed me in who I am today and made me more confident, made me understand like decisions and help people make right decisions and look after people and care for people, like my sisters and my friends when making decisions. So that really developed me in who I am today for sure. I had a great role model in my life, my dad. He always taught me to be independent and to really um, just be there for people. And so that is where I think I gained my like more independent skills. Um, yeah, so that was just a huge part of my life that developed me into a leader. So in our readings, I actually found some quotes that kind of relate to my path to leadership. So in chapter 6, the path goal theory, a quote from it says, a special focus of path goal theory is helping followers overcome obstacles. Obstacles could be just about anything in the work setting that gets in the way of followers. And so an obstacle, for example, is my mom being an alcoholic. This was an obstacle for my entire family. And so I really do think that we overcame it. We were able to get by because of me being there for my sisters, being there for my dad, really helping each other out. That was a huge obstacle that we overcame. And I think that is an important part of leadership and being a leader is to, when things don't go your way, when things are going rough, you move on, you take what you get, you use what you can have, you use your sources, and it's your job to really be a good influence and to not look so negatively upon things, but to take what you have and just deal with it, turn it into good. And that's what I really think that I did in my life and in my leadership class in high school. When we got criticized all the time for our rallies or for our spirit or for our t-shirt making that didn't please everyone. My leadership teacher actually said, if you want to please everyone, you pass out free ice cream. And this quote kind of like impacted me. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it's just kind of like, if you want to please everyone, you give them ice cream. But if you want to like make a difference and you want to do something, you step out of the box, you do something, you go for it. And so that's what we would always try to do. Of course, you get criticized for a leader gets criticized, but they take the criticism, they work with it. You can't always please everyone, and that's just what you should know is being a leader and taking on that role. So I also found another quote. This one's in chapter 5, the situational approach, and this one says, effective leadership occurs when the leader can accurately diagnose the development level of followers in a goal situation and then exhibit the prescribed leadership style that matches the situation. This one I'm going to relate with my job at the pizza place. So of being the youngest employee, I did actually have to train some new employees that were older than me. And this kind of is a little bit uncomfortable for most people, like being younger, but teaching these older people how to clean the bathrooms, how to cut pizza, which sounds actually pretty basic stuff, but someone's got to do it. And so I took kind of my role, and I wasn't this bossy or aggressive or know-it-all kind of leader. I was more of like teaching them how to do it, being good, letting them know to ask if they have questions, not like treating them as inferior than me, which I think is important quality as a leader, to not treat your followers differently almost. It's just your job to influence them and be there for them and to be a good role model. So that is kind of how I developed in becoming a leader. Of course, it was hard and I'm still growing throughout it all. There's questions obviously that come up throughout my life, like, am I actually a leader, or if I make bad decisions or make mistakes, like, am I actually a good role model to people? But it's just important to take your mistakes and learn from them and teach others through them, which I think is a good skill. Throughout doing our readings for the past week or so, I've learned a lot about different styles of leadership and different techniques and what it really takes to be a leader. And I'm looking forward to learn more throughout the semester and throughout the next unit. So with that being said, that's how I became a leader today, and I'm looking forward to learn more. So thank you. Bye, Miss Murphy.